Sinead. I'm from Bumblebee Conservation Trust, and we're helping to run a project, and it's called Pasture for Pollinators. It's an EIP Wales project being led by Callum Wen and RSPB. Also ADAS are involved in managing the project. So at the moment we're surveying 6 of the Callum Wen member farms, and we're looking for bumblebee species and surveying them on their fertility building lays. So these lays are very rich in leguminous species, so things like red clover, lucerne, sampoin, white clover as well, and so it's a great plant species for them because they fix nitrogen in the soil, and it's great for them to feed to their dairy cows, but also bumblebees really like to forage on these leguminous species on the flowers. So it's a really nice connection in terms of managing land for bumblebees and managing organic dairy farms. One of the key land management options that's part of the project is for the farmers to leave uncut margins in their silage fields, and that helps to ensure that there are flowers available for bumblebees to forage on once the field is cut. And then as the field regrows, then you get more flowers coming up, so you have a continuous flowers available for bumblebees to forage on. There's lots of evidence to show that pollinators have declined in the UK, and bumblebees particularly have suffered. We've got 24 species of bumblebee in the UK. This project is probably aimed more at conserving the common species. We've got 8 sort of common species, and also bumblebees have different tongue lengths, so one thing we want to look at through this project is how to provide flowers and different types of habitat which benefit different bumblebee species. So the red clover is particularly attractive to long-tongued bumblebee species, so we've got common carder bumblebees and garden bumblebees which have long tongues foraging on the red clover, and the white clover is a bit more attractive to short-tongued bumblebees like the red tail and the buff tail. So we're hoping to show that providing a range of different flowers and providing it throughout the year will help to support bumblebee populations and other pollinators. Part of the case studies will be aiming to show how any farm using a similar sort of grass-based system, particularly those using fertility building lays, can make their farms more pollinator friendly. We're also looking at the potential challenges of doing these types of things, such as income forgone with leaving uncut strips, logistical challenges of changing grazing rotation to help enable areas to flower, but also some of the benefits. So for example, multi-species swards, and particularly these herbal lays that contain deep rooting plants, have been really beneficial this year because it's been very dry, and we've noticed the difference in some of the herbal lays in terms of what's growing. So yeah, chicory in particular does very well in dry weather.
My name's Stuart Taylor. I keep 70 organic dairy cows on 150 acres. Luckily, the flowers that pollinators like are also legume flowers, all the clovers, lucerne, sainfoin, vetches, so both can benefit from these sorts of mixtures. I wanted to reseed this area, so I sowed it in May with the mixture that the farms in the project are using, and it's come very well. I'm surprised, but it's flowering only 3